Hey everybody, I've gotten a few questions about two of the questions in specific that are on assignment number 2. So let me give you a little bit of help and guidance on this. In this question number 2, I could have sworn that I had put this in there, but clearly I hadn't. So I've added this additional direction to question 2, which is that I really wanted you to learn how to recode ethnicity, which has lots of different levels of that variable, so that it only had 2 levels, those who are of Hispanic origin and those who are not of Hispanic origin. And once you have that, I know you'll know what to do. So let me just show you how you do that real quick. If you go into SPSS, you can see under ethnicity that we've got all of these different variables, levels, which is what you guys have all pointed out to me. So what I'd like you to do is compare just the not Hispanic or Spanish origin to everybody else. Okay, so if you note that number 12 is the not Hispanic, and every other number from 0 up to 11 is Hispanic from one country of origin or another. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to transform. We're going to go to recode into a different variable, and you definitely want to use a different variable because you don't want to kind of blow away that really detailed information that we have with ethnicity right now. So you're going to then tell SPSS that you want ethnicity as your input variable. And your output variable, you can call this whatever you want, but let's just call it ethnicity 2 levels with only 2 levels, okay? And you're going to click change, and that's going to shoot it over there. So now you know that you're taking whatever values you have for ethnicity and you're putting them into this new variable. Then you go to this place where it says old and new values. And this is really pretty cool. You can put in discrete values. So I could put in a 0 and tell it that the new value should be a 1. I could put a 1 and tell it that the new value should be a 1. But in this case, we're only going to have 2 new values, a 1 for those who are of Hispanic origin and say a 2 for those who are not of Hispanic origin. So you can actually put in a range. So I can use, this is the one that makes the most sense for this. I can say go from the lowest through the value of 11. Okay, the lowest we know was a 0, so I could have put from 0 to 11 up here. But I can just put from the lowest through 11. And I'm going to give that the value of 1, and I'm going to add that. Okay, so the lowest through 11 will be recoded as a 1. Then my discrete value will be that if anybody's a 12, we're just going to call them a 2. Okay, so I'm going to add those. I'm going to hit continue. And of course, I always want you to hit paste so that you can keep track of this. Okay, so when you hit paste, here's the code to do that. Now I'm going to run this. All right, and when I run it, I'm going to get a new variable that's going to be tacked on at the end of this huge list of variables that's got this name that we gave it. And I'd want to go ahead right now and fix the value label so that I can remember this if I look at it again in 6 months, that a 1 means that they're of Hispanic origin. We add that. And a 2 means that they are not of Hispanic origin. And I'm going to add that. I'm going to hit OK. And so now I've got that information there. So now I think you guys will know what to do. How do you run a t-test to answer question 2, but relative to this question of ethnicity as 2 levels. Okay. The other place I've gotten a question is on question 4. And this question says, for women and men separately, find out if there is a difference in minutes of physical activity as a function of intensity level. Well, minutes of activity, I have data on that for every person. So for every person, I know their vigorous physical activity, and I also know for that same person their light and moderate intensity physical activity. So if you ignored this part, you know, one of the questions would be ignore this first part and just tell me, how would you find out if there's a difference in minutes of physical activity when I have this data from the same people, right? I have 2 pieces of data from the same people. And for this part where it says for women and men separately, what I asked you to do was to go back to the in-class work that we did for assignment number 1. And I had given you instructions about how to get things separately for men and women here. So these instructions still work. Well, this one doesn't, I'm sorry. But this instruction still works to separate the file so that you can answer the questions separately for men and women. So take a look back at this if you can't remember how to do it. And I think that should be the only hint that you need then to answer this question for assignment number 2. All right? Okay, hope you guys are doing well. Thanks. Bye.